Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The honorable judges, timekeeper, and my opponents. Good afternoon. Firstly, I would like to thank you for your attention today. My name is Alebasil K from Senior High School 66, Jakarta, acting as the first speaker of the opposition team. Before we start, I would like to state that we agree with the definition of the motion stated by the first speaker of the government team. With that said, I would like to say that our goal in the opposition team is that we want to keep defunding the police, and that our stance with the motion, we disagree strongly with it. Before we get to our arguments, I would like to rebut some of the things that the first speaker of the government team has said. Police officers and police department reforms have not worked. The first major police misconduct investigation was in 1894 in New York City, which over 100 officers were collectively convicted of 56 charges in multiple fields. Only 4 officers were dismissed as a result, and 3 of them was dismissed because they assaulted other officers. With that said, with the moving of the time and a higher and higher budget of allocation to the militarization of police, can we truly believe something like a reform could work even with society now? With that rebuttal out of the way, I would like to state my arguments. I argue that not defunding the police can cause a militarization of the police force and can cause abuse from the police that feels they have a power over the civilians. And our reasonings as follows. The police can work smart even without high technology weaponries up against criminals. Most of the funding that goes to the police force is actually for upgrading and making the police force more weaponized and more high technology that leads to police militarization, of which is not needed when the police are able to work smart and efficient. What I mean by police militarization is like when you see in the US and the riots, you see the police forces using MIG 2000 helmets, a Kevlar body vest, multicam shirts, bunch of magazine pouches, and M4 assault rifles. That is the side effect of having a heightened budget, which causes police militarization. Police militarization is bad. The increase of militarization of the police force can be attributed to the high budget, as aforementioned before in the last point, can be attributed to high budget and causes civil distrust between the police and the public because the public feel threatened. This is a great segue, and I will give the reasons on the next point, which is with a heightened budget comes more gear, weaponries, like for example the helmets, the vest, and whatever, which will make the police officers have a feeling of power trip. If the police get more power trip, the feeling of higher power from the civilians, they will act and have the chance to act irresponsibly to the public, which also adds up to the reason why the civil distrust can be caused because of the police militarization. According to azdailysum.com, the Dallas Police Department budget is $5,967,195 this year. That is more than the city's spending on its libraries, parks and recreations, public works, housings, plannings, and zonings. The money could be spent on other things such as cybersecurity, US Democrats say. With that astronomical amount of money, won't it be better if the money is allocated in other things rather than the militarization of police that causes more harm than good? And our last point is that we're going to refer to the rebuttal that we gave, is that police officers and police department reforms have not worked, such as the case in 1894 where reminding you again, over 100 police officers were collectively convicted of 56 charges in multiple fields, but only 4 of them actually got dismissed. In conclusion, the points that we gave you, which were, and I'm going to refer back to my points, police can work smart even without high technology weaponries when up against criminals. Police militarization is bad, and that with a heightened budget comes more gear and weaponries, which will make the police feel that they have a power trip. And such other arguments that we have proves that not defunding the police can actually cause a militarization of the police force that can cause a power trip and distrust in civil trust with the police, which is why we recommend that we keep defunding the police. Also, that we hope that the honorable judges will oppose the motion. Thank you.